to the topic of the discussion and hit the issues you typically find reluctant. Remove the facade to fill the gap with some substance. We undermining problems, expecting to overcome it. Please hold the applause. We doing it for the cause. People follow culture before they follow the laws. We rather face the friction and not attempt it at all. Persistence will find solutions once our contentment dissolves. There's a hard pill to swallow for anyone breathing, both for folks who stay woke and those who be dreaming. We ain't slaves, yet we still ain't experienced freedom. What we need is the keys to access the kingdom. We're all in this fallen world trying to stay intact. I'm just a beggar, point you out to where the bread is at. So follow the breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel. Thank Yogi Bear and the thought engineer for that on Man Talk Mondays. Man Talk Monday. Woo!
Man Talk Mondays back once again, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, the Thought Engineer, here with my man, comedian John Yogi. What's going on, man?
Man, I am just glad to be here on another Monday evening. Yes, yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad.
Man, that intro gonna make me dust off my dancing shoes, man. Like Major Payne. I used to cut a little rug back in my day. I can still dance. I don't know nobody. I can still dance, boy. Get down with the best of them.
Now I know you can do your New Orleans thing. What is that thing y'all be doing?
The bounce, man. The little
I know you can do that, man. That's all I see you do,
man. Hey, man, I can get down with the best of them, bro.
You get down with the best of them.
I try to stay current with my steps. I try to stay current.
Yeah. There you go.
Fall off a little bit, but yeah, I can still. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for joining us tonight for Man Talk Mondays. Let me remind everybody, this is Man Talk Mondays. It's an open forum where we talk about everything from religion to politics to relationships. But of course, we're doing it from a man's perspective. Now, keep in mind, this is not just for men. We want everybody to participate, men, women, boys, and girls. You can join into the conversation. Now, how you do this, you simply go into the comment section, drop your comment, drop your question. We can see this, and this is how you talk to us, right? But we want to hear from you. We just sitting around having a good old conversation about some things that's happening, about a topic, right? So make sure, talk to us. Let us know what you think about what we talking about, right? Mr. Clint Gordon, thank you for jumping on. He said, show you right. Thank you for all our Man Talk Monday people. All right. So don't forget, make sure you like, share, subscribe to our podcast. You can find our podcast. We're on Apple, we're on Google, we're on Spotify, we're on Spreaker, we're on Bullhorn, Overcast, a whole lot of different platforms. You can go and listen to us. But make sure you go and listen, hit the like button, subscribe to it, and you can leave a review as well. Go ahead and leave a review. Let us know what you think about the show. Also, don't forget, we are on TV, right? You can catch us live every Monday at 7 o'clock on BS3 TV on Roku. If you got a Roku device or a Roku TV, you can go to the BS3 Space TV channel, and you can find us, Man Talk Mondays. You can find Queen 3 and King. You can find Marriage is Real. You can find Cigar Chronicles. You can find Life Happens. You can find a whole host of great content, great shows, great podcasts that no matter what your taste is, your flavor is, you can find something that you can watch. All right. So be sure to go and check us out on BS3 TV on Roku. But we're not going to prolong the time. Ladies and gentlemen, we're up to our point. We're going to talk about Man Talk About It. Y'all know what time it is. Man Talk About It. What's going on in the world today? What's going on in the world today? Now, I'm pretty sure it was hot topic yesterday and today. there was a young lady. She was Miss USA in 2019. Chesley Christ, former Miss USA, was found dead in New York City. Chesley Christ, the former Miss USA. Now, she was working as a correspondent on Extra, the entertainment show Extra. And on the outside, man, it looks like things were going good. Now, they're investigating this as a suicide. That's how they investigate it. They don't suspect foul play right now, but the police found her outside of her apartment, and she had died. So people, it's starting to bring up a whole lot of stuff about mental health, and all of that. You know, we had Regina King, her son, and now you have this going on. I don't know. Do you think people are taking mental health serious yet?
Well, it would appear that we're forced to. If we keep having people that are committing suicide, and you're getting more and more people that are ringing that bell about my mental health, but I think we're forced to. And this is I just hate that it takes someone to take their own life before we start paying attention to it, because there are signs. And maybe we need to bring on, maybe be a good idea in the future, we bring on someone that can alert us to the signs of when people are having mental health issues before it gets to this point. Because people, you know, the funny thing, because people are around other people, and you can kind of tell something is off, but you're not quite sure what it is. And if it's anything, if it could remotely be anything like this, I think we probably need to dig deeper into it to kind of help let everybody know what the signs are.
Yeah, maybe we'll bring a mental health professional on at one point and give us those signs of, you know, because on the outside looking in, you would think this is a successful young lady. She was a lawyer. Now she's a correspondent. She's on TV. They say she had got Emmy nominations for her work on Extra. And on the outside looking in, you thinking things are fine. You look at Regina King's son. I mean, this mom is doing big things in Hollywood, and we would assume that they're fine. We would assume that they have everything they need, everything they want, or is it foul play?
Well, I didn't want to talk about that one. I didn't want to talk about foul play, but it may very well be, which will be something for us to revisit if that is the case. Because when I first heard about it, the first thing I thought was, we don't really jump out of windows, though. You know, we don't. It's not really a thing that we do. You know.
What do you mean we? What do you... Let's be clear on the we.
See, I'm trying to walk this line.
But we're talking about two young black people. He was 26. Regina King's son was 26. This young lady was 30. Her last IG post says, "May this day bring you rest and peace." And it's like, it's that stigma, you know, that, oh, we don't get down like that. Is that something, you know?
Well, but this is the thing, D. When most of the time when I make statements like that, I'm referring to my own, and I hope this sounds right, my own generation, because the new generation of kids and young adults that are out there, they're not to say that some of us weren't doing it as well, but man, just like they're not as mentally strong and didn't have to go through as much as we did, and so they can't cope and put up with as much stuff as we had to put up with.
I think, you know, they maybe have more stuff at their disposal than we did. It's more stuff to get into. There's more stuff to throw them off. They're exposed to more as far as, you know, mentally, especially with social media. I saw somebody said on social media, they said technology has connected us. It says ironic how technology has connected us more than ever, but as humans, we seem to be way more disconnected.
And because we were forced to I remember you saying you were forced to learn, not forced, but you learned to cook at a young age, because and I know I had to babysit my brothers when I was like 6 or something. We were forced into things that mentally you wouldn't have thought we would have been ready to handle, but because of the way, but because of some of the things that we actually, we were forced to kind of grow up, and this is how life is going to be. Life is going to be tough, so you got to put up with this, you got to do that, and we just adjusted. And I think there is a switch that goes on in our heads when we have to adjust to someone, whether or not we're going to do it or whether or not we're not going to do it. And I just don't think the switch is clicking for a lot of people because of not really going through as much as we had to go through. That light switch was gonna click, or they was gonna kick us or bite us, or they were gonna do something, beat us or something. You didn't have a choice. This is what we had to go through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, it's a huge tragedy.
Absolutely.
And you got to ask the question: was she saying self-care, or was she saying her final step, like she was going to rest in peace with that statement? I mean, it's a tragic thing.
Yeah, and you just, your prayers. Your thoughts and prayers go out to the family, because, man, there's nothing more devastating than someone taking their own life.
Yes.
And on the surface, it would appear they have everything to live for.
Exactly. Well, ASAP Rocky and Rihanna have something to live for. They are bringing in a new life. Rihanna is pregnant by ASAP Rocky.
Out of all the people that I would have thought she would have had a baby by, ASAP Rocky would have to be the last person that I would have thought she would have had a baby by. And the reason, I don't really know him.
I was just gonna say, I gotta be honest, I don't really know nothing about him. That's a little beyond when I really stopped paying attention to rappers and stuff like that. I don't really know anything about ASAP Rocky. I know he's supposed to be pretty popular in hip hop, but yeah. She had a picture showing her baby bump and the whole nine. So she all the way pregnant. She's fully pregnant.
So is the thing in the entertainment community, is that okay to just be having babies and no husband attached to them? Well,
because Rihanna a billionaire, isn't she? She hit $1 billion, didn't she?
She is. But that, we're not talking about the money.
No. Because I'm just saying that people think if you got money to take care of it, then you should just, what do you care? Hey, what's up, good people? We got our people coming in now. Mr. Rod coming in, Mr. Ben, and Miss Abigail. Thank you, guys.
Abigail hadn't been here in a minute. Abigail, where you been? Where you been at, girl?
No, man. MIA.
For
good
real.
to have you back, though. Definitely. Yeah, man. People feel like as long as you got money, you can throw all that. Well, we gonna wait until this time, that time. We're gonna wait till the right time and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, so Ben say, yeah, John, that's normal. He's talking about that's normal. People don't think nothing about having babies, man.
It's just it don't matter about the money. I think we've shown people it's just too. Well, first of all, when you got that much money, you're not raising the kids anyway. Somebody else raising the kids. When you got that much money, you're not really. But I just think the kids suffer because of it.
Yeah. And maybe that's a misconception, because I can provide everything a child would need monetarily. That makes me fit or makes me a good parent. And
see, that's the same thing I thought until they called me from the police station telling me, come get your kids.
And they had it again.
What Abigail talking about, D?
Abigail says, so she says working still. But she said she missed us. She said this director job. She got a director job. All right.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Oh. She
just big things in the city.
She just name dropped on us. Well, I'm a director now, so I don't really have time to see about y'all kids. So I got work to do. I got people to look after.
We know director is right under VP. We understand that.
Yes, we know right.
Yeah, we know what it is. Well, man, we ain't gonna waste no time. We're gonna get into let's get it. Let's get into this topic tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're talking about men. We're talking about men as usual, but we want to talk about when he doesn't come home anymore. When he doesn't come home anymore. Now I'm gonna tell you. Now I was listening, watching this little video clip. Some of you may be familiar with Judge Lynn Toller from Divorce Court. She's a real sharp lady, got a good sensibility about herself when it comes to marriage and relationships. And she was talking to this married couple and trying to let the lady know that she had a good man. And she was telling her, you got to stop giving him so much grief. She said, when she was young, she was a young married lady. Her, as soon as her husband would come through the door, she would hit him with, a barrage of whatever she felt like hitting him with, not physically, but, just didn't give him time to come in the house good. And she said her mom told her, she said, baby, if you keep doing that when he come home, pretty soon, he not going to come home anymore.
Do you know how you have to be hitting somebody for them not to come home? and you hadn't touched them physically? Do you know you have to be bombarding them with whatever it is before they say? Because what happens, and it's a slow process, because what happens most of the time is he starts stopping off before he comes home.
Yeah. Selena says, is this a situation where the woman wants him to come home? Really? Really? You think she's trying to drive him away? You know what? I think women take a lot of liberty when it comes to expressing what you feel. Most men, they pull up. Most men not gonna give you the full brunt of what they got going on. They gonna pull up for your benefit. But I don't know if women actually do that. I don't know. I
don't think they're doing it intentionally, but I do think they take us for granted after a little while. I think that's pretty legitimate, because the more you get used to be, the more you feel I can handle, and the more as soon as he get here, I got this to tell him, I got that to tell him, I got this to tell him. And you're not really thinking about him. Because one of the things relationships is supposed to be about is always consider the other person. I always consider the other person. And because I've been fighting out there in the streets, trying to get her to you. And if you bombard me, and then, man, this is something, when she said this first thing I thought, D, why do it take somebody else to tell you something? I'm sure he had told her something already. I'm sure he had said to her, hey, baby, can you give me 10 minutes to get in the house so I can decompress, so I can sit down, so I can give me a drink? I'm sure he told her that, but she didn't receive it from him. But it came from her mom. And I'm curious why women ask for a godly man, and then when they get him, they don't listen to him.
Why do women ask for a godly man? What is women's biggest fear? What is women's biggest fear going into a marriage relationship? What's their biggest fear? Hey, Miss Monica. What's their biggest fear?
That you gonna cheat.
That you gonna cheat. You gonna step out. You gonna run around. Mm-hmm. And this is my feeling. I think the whole godly man thing is, I want a man who God gonna keep in check. Keep him from running around on me.
Well,
I say disloyalty.
But the problem with that is, who gonna keep her in check? Because most of the time that godly man is gonna chill. He gonna most of the time. Now this is the thing. Let me say this.
Go ahead.
If you bring a man to church to get him saved, and he still got some things in the world he's dealing with, but he come to church, he better suited than the man already in the church. He better suited deal with. He's better suited to deal with that. Because
explain, sir.
Depending on how long that man been in the church and been walking with Jesus, he done been through it. And he calmer. He gonna let you get away because he just want to be married. He just wants to be married. But that man that's come from the world, that you had to drag in the church, that you had to, hey, listen, my daddy said, if you ain't coming to church, then he come, all right, I'm going to come. You're going to have more world in him than you're going to have in that other man. And he gonna be better equipped to deal with that. So he gonna tell you.
So Abigail says, I'm not sure if being a godly person has anything to do with it. If a man is not ready, he is not ready, godly or not. You got a point. I get it. If he's not ready, he's not ready. But what if, right? He's ready. He says, I want to be married. I want this relationship. I want this marriage, the whole nine. Does that erase the fear and the apprehension that he might step out? He might cheat.
Oh, yeah, very much so. They ain't worried about no church dude cheating. They ain't worried about no church.
Really?
They ain't worried. I don't believe that they worried about church dude because, dude, that's why they normally listen. When you get a church dude, you don't listen to him. You just run over him. You ain't gonna listen to him. Let me tell you something. Y'all kill me with this. God could be speaking to that man about that relationship, telling you what to do. Y'all ain't even trying to hear that man on nothing that he talking about. But yeah, you'll go to that church, Deacon Willie or somebody else will say something to you about that. And oh my God, it's revelation. He said, but that man been saying, it's an oxymoron to me. Why do y'all want a church man, a godly man, if you ain't going to listen to him?
Okay. So Abigail says, absolutely. What about pastors that are married and cheat?
What you're not going to do, Abigail, is come on here and try to.
She says, so because he's a pastor and married, he won't step out. Let me say this. Y'all give pastors way too much credit on the godliness.
They men.
They men. Absolutely. They have to put up with the same marital stuff. His marriage don't get no more blessing and everything than anybody else's just because he's a pastor. He got to deal with the same arguing. He got to deal with all this type of stuff. So he's not exempt. And
depending on how popular he is, he got women throwing booty at him to where Bruce Lee couldn't knock all that booty down that's coming to that man. Because it's coming. And I'm that's not saying he should be partaking of any of it. But I'm saying he definitely has more temptation there than he would if he was regular Joe.
Hey, in some circles, the position of first lady is very competitive.
Very much so. Yeah.
I'll say, man, you crazy. The church men cheat too. Right. Church men cheat because listen, the misconception is that because that is something different. They still men.
They are. They men first. They men first.
They men first. Which I'm saying. Rosa said, lies. My daddy was a pastor. Yes. Yeah. Rod say both boo and tay. So let me say this. All right, you got the fact that they are just men. Now, my wife, with her trauma studies, she often says, behavior is a response. So if behavior is a response and the man decides to cheat, what is he responding to?
Foolishness at home. Ooh, I want that for 200, Alex. I want that for 200.
Sir.
Foolishness at home, Alex. Bing, 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 bing.
Abigail says, so godly has nothing to do with it. God has to come down and strike him down. Rosalind. Okay. Again, you're looking at his response to something. Listen, all men are not set to cheat.
Would you please for one second, D, can you talk about that? Because women think that men are set to cheat first. They think we set to cheat, and that is not the truth. That it couldn't be farther from the truth. I put you like this: we are set to cheat just like y'all are. How about that?
And recent studies have shown that y'all do it more than we do.
So Abigail, jump on now. So the guys need to come down and switch y'all leagues. What do you need to do to y'all to get some act right? Because if we could get peace in the house running like it's supposed to, a whole lot of that stuff would stop. It wouldn't be no avenues for nobody else to come in. It wouldn't be no avenues to get in our ear. It wouldn't be no avenues for us to seek something from somewhere else.
Monique says, I'm just curious. When are we going to start encouraging men to respond in a more appropriate way when women stop punishing them for being good?
And Monique, it's funny. You want to encourage men to, y'all, rather than cheating, can y'all just get together and sing Kumbaya and go eat some chicken wings rather than cheating? We'll do that when y'all start doing it. Y'all, listen, it's too many relationships that are going haywire and enough other people aren't stepping in. When we get in our mess, most of the time we're in our messes by ourselves. We don't have enough people around us talking to us and helping. Whoa, let me stop. I don't need you talking to me. I need you to go talk to that heifer that's at home raising all that hell that y'all know about, that y'all not saying nothing about. Because if I'm treating my girl bad, one of my boys gonna call me on it.
Men are quick to check men about how they act with their wives. Good men, they're quick to check them. And a matter of fact, men are going out to get wings and watch football so that they can get their heads together so they can go back into that house and keep it together. Wesley say women are the biggest cheaters. This is new studies. New studies have said that women cheat more than men, right? Abigail said, very true. Women do, though. So, but they often say it's the person that reacts that always gets in trouble. That's the one that gets caught. When you watch sports, if somebody does something to somebody, once they react, then the refs they throw the flag and blow the whistle, whatever. You see men reacting. Men are reacting to something. My thing is, if men are set to do right, then why aren't women set to treat them right? Clint said, they always say happy wife, happy life. But what about the husband? Do husbands supposed to be happy also?
Clint, that was really good, because that's absolutely. Everything is so focused on the wife being happy in the relationship, and the men we suffer in silence. Again, why is it that when we get married, the first thing you want to do is pull back the boxer shorts? I don't understand that. I don't understand it. I didn't say booty. Ha 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 ha.
Clank, clank, lock down. Which is a form of control. That's a form of control. So Monique says great women are checking other women as well. We're doing this too.
What they doing that at?
Right.
Women divorcing men every day. Women running out every day. What are they doing that at?
Abigail says, I think the problem is that women already come into the relationship assuming from the jump they are going to cheat. So when a guy says, I need space or go out, they already assuming the worst. This causes issues. And why do they assume that all right, she says no one is listening to each other's needs anymore. Why is the immediate assumption that the guy is cheating? Why is it always focused on the guy? Why is there no focus on, am I doing too much? Am I being too unreasonable?
Damn that.
Does he have any peace when he comes home?
Damn that, D.
Why don't we go there first?
No. Why don't we go here, D? Let me help you. Tag out. Do I talk too much? Do I need to be quiet? Is he tired of hearing about my job that I hate going to every day? Can we talk about something else besides talking about that girl at the desk from you that don't speak to you?
sometimes they need to vent, and that's one of them.
Not every day. Not every day. Not every day. And even then, I need some time. I need some time.
Right.
All I'm asking for, listen, I want you to talk to me about that girl with the shoes on who got on white stockings after Labor Day. I want you to tell me about her. I want you to tell me about her. But give me some time to get in the door.
All right. So now we can't vent.
Let me get in the door. Can I get in the door? Can I get? A matter of fact, can you get in the door good? When you come home, can you give yourself 10 minutes before you go in? Is that asking too much, D? Is that asking too much?
No, I don't think it's asking too much. All right. Sean says, happy life, happy wife is a lie. You are not responsible for her happiness. He's right. Happiness is your responsibility.
But we play a part in whether or not they're happy, just like they play a part in ours.
Monique says, so you're saying women are programmed to treat their husbands wrong?
Bingo.
And here's where it is, Monique. After the threat of him stepping out is gone, what makes the woman act right?
Nothing. Not her friends, not nobody else. Don't nothing make her act right because she don't share that with nobody. She don't share that foolishness with nobody. She keep that at home so don't nobody know about it. Only he'll know about it. And then people come around to act like they're the perfect couple. And he be wanting to choke her the whole time.
Monique says, because you filed for a divorce, that doesn't mean you ran out. John, you are making generalizations as usual.
You know what, Monique? What we're not gonna do on here today. You ain't coming today, Monique. We're not having that.
Okay. Brian says we need to change that to happy spouse, happy house. That way both parties are working towards bliss. We both got to take responsibility.
Well,
but I have heard that the relationship is not in trouble until the woman is unhappy.
Oh,
when the woman becomes unhappy, the relationship is in trouble. Because men will take it on the chin.
This is why the relationship is in trouble when the woman's not happy. Because most of the time, after you a season, been married for a little while, they start to pull up on the boxes. They pull up on the boxes now. They pull up on the boxes when they're happy. So if the threat of them being unhappy is there, you ain't gonna even recognize it when you see it no more. You ain't gonna even recognize it.
Wesley say women see a man as a come up. Once they get what they need or want, they leave. Man, here's the problem. The relations between men and women, it is super bad right now. It is horrible right now. And men have been conditioned, like he said, men have been conditioned to just kind of take it, right? If you hit on us, oh, you a man, you should be able to take it. If we can't out argue them, we can't out fuss you, we can't do nothing. So what do? If this is what's going on in the house, men will go or stay away.
Because they say if the marriage don't work, it's normally our fault. That's the because we taught that at church. If the marriage don't work, the man is supposed to do everything that he have to do to keep that marriage together. But again, guys, ladies and gentlemen, he cannot do that by himself. He can't do it by himself.
So Abigail says women have trust issues.
You know why they have trust issues, Abigail? Because they know they ain't doing right. They know. Let me tell you something. Anybody got to tell you when you acting ignorant or a fool? Anybody got to tell you that? You know that. You know that. And then you start getting worried that the guy going to tip out because you at home acting a fool, not doing what you supposed to do, not treating him like you supposed to treat him. Don't tell me you got no trust issues. You ain't got no trust issues. You got some act right issues.
Monique says our Inspired Worth is a platform where women are held accountable. Please tune in. Monique has Inspired Worth on Clubhouse. It's every other Tuesday at 7:30. Check out Clubhouse, check out Inspired Worth, check out Monique and all her friends as they talk about holding women accountable. They holding women accountable.
You know, she right. They do talk about it. They do talk about it.
So I got just a quick question. Pastor Sam say I don't teach that.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Go ahead, D. Go ahead.
Pastor Sam is the first preacher I ever heard say this. He said, if you won't feed your dog at home,
well, yeah, he did.
You don't feed your dog at home.
He did.
Don't get mad when he get hungry and go look for a meal elsewhere. He said that. He said, if you don't feed him at home, then don't get mad.
Okay. All right.
I said, nah, D, it's in trouble if I'm disrespected, not going down over here. I said, he ain't taking it. He ain't taking nothing. Roger say you heard what R. Kelly said. What did R. Kelly say?
When a woman's fed up, probably.
When a woman's fed up? Oh, that's what we're talking about. When a woman's fed up? That's why don't matter talk about when a man's fed up. Because when men are fed up, we kind of take it. Abigail said, amen, let me go.
Nah, Abigail, you ain't going nowhere. You gonna get in there and go cook something and go in there and sit down somewhere, and we're gonna Netflix and chill. That's what you're gonna do. See, everybody always want to run out the door. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. What is being happy? I want y'all to tell me how do you make women happy? What makes women happy?
Abigail says, buy my man something real quick.
Because they know because listen, everybody know when they doing too much, D. Everybody do. It ain't just women. Everybody know when they doing too much. And the more you doing too much at home, you start worrying about him or her out in the streets.
Wesley say women nowadays say a man has to be able to give her all these things on top of paying all the bills, but the man only gets the box from her. The boxers, basically, is what he's talking about. We fall into a reward system very easy.
Oh, very much so, very much so.
Because men are simple. We don't ask for much. It don't take a whole lot for us. Typically, it don't take a whole lot for us.
A sandwich? Go ahead, Dave.
Pastor say I wasn't supposed. You said it over the pulpit, Pastor. I'm gonna find that message and play it. But no, we gotta look at this thing from both ends. Clint says an old woman told me that if a woman always saying a man is cheating, 9 times out of 10, they are doing it themselves. People do typically tend to accuse you of cheating when they doing stuff themselves.
Well, because there is that internal thing is working on them. Then, you know, their mind is, oh Lord, I hope they ain't doing me like I'm doing them.
So, Rosin said yes. So I got a quick question.
Oh,
I've been saying he said pee on me. What?
Come on, R. Kelly. They gotta be talking about R. Kelly.
Oh, R. Kelly. Okay.
Got to be talking about R. Kelly. He got to be
about R. Kelly. Yeah,
so he'll pee on you. He will pee. On you.
Oh
He'll
yeah.
He'll put that morning pee on you with that little steam coming off of it. You gotta know what you're asking for, because he'll pee on you now.
Been holding it all night. So, answer this for me. What's the difference between a good man and a fool?
And great question. Great question, because oftentimes good men become fools. But I think you have to be both, D. I think you have to be both. I think it takes a fool to stay in something that he knows is meant for him, regardless of how they act. I think you gotta have a little bit of fool in you. You got to. You can't be all I'm just a good man and I'm not, and because the lines are blurred when you go from good man to a fool. They blur. The closer you get to the other one, the other line is blurred. You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
So wow. I think you need both of those. You got to be both of those, because there's nobody in a 30-year relationship, a 30-year marriage like mine, and you hadn't been both.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
I said that.
So you saying you got to be willing to be a fool.
You know. You do sometimes. You do. You absolutely do.
You know what the difference is to me between a good man and a fool?
What's that?
How the person he's with treats him.
You're right.
Because if he's rewarded for being good, he's a good man. He's not a fool. But if he's constantly being punished for being good.
Yep, but you are right about that. If you constantly, I can see that. But I believe this though, D. So tell me where the lines are. Because again, the closer you get from one to the other, they're gonna be blurred. Now, oftentimes people are gonna call good men fools. You know why? Because they're gonna be on the sideline saying, "Man, ain't no way I'm putting up with that." Dude, couldn't be me. And your girlfriends will tell you the same thing, girl. I don't see that. I don't see that. So I'm curious, audience, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? A fool or a good man?
What's the difference between a good man and a fool?
Yeah.
Is there a difference?
Yeah. Because I don't believe there is. I think everybody in relationships, I think one time or another you a fool and a good guy. Because relationships are compromises. There are things that you put up with in your marriage that I can't put up with in mine, and vice versa. And so I will look at you and say, "Oh, bro, you're a fool. I can't do that." And you would do the same for me when you say, "Man, you doing all that." I just think everybody plays a fool sometimes. No exception to the rule, they say.
You got a point there. You definitely got a point there. My whole thing is, if he's being good and it's not paying off, the temptation to not be good becomes greater.
It does.
And he has to wrestle with that in his mind on how long am I going to be a fool?
But D, see, this is what we're not calculating. Most of the time in relationships, one person is trying to get control over the other. I'm trying to make her love me like I love her, or vice versa. And often in those times, D, you got to be a fool. You got to be a fool early to get them. Because remember, it's going to take you time to get them the way you want them. It don't come overnight. Believe me, it don't come overnight. It takes time. And I think everybody ends up playing it.
But there's a difference in person lacking understanding and then the person having just disregard for you and what really matters to you. There's a difference.
It is.
Because there's an adjustment. There's an adjustment with marriage because you don't really just understand everything and how this thing gonna work because you're growing and learning.
There you go.
But after you understand something, to make the choice not to, I think that says something else. Ivan says he has to agree with you though. Says he agrees with you about the difference between a good man and a fool. Abigail says a fool is a person who is going to keep putting up with something like cheating. A good man is secure and confident, but not arrogant. A fool is not very wise. A good man is confident and not arrogant.
So let me ask Abigail. I don't know how long y'all been married, but y'all appear to be very happy when I see you on Facebook. So are you willing to are you telling me that you have never been a fool for your husband and vice versa? Because I would almost implore all of the married people to say, there ain't nothing that somebody has told you they wouldn't put up with from somebody else, because they looking at you like you're a fool. So I'm just, somebody help me.
But when does the time come that you say, you internalize and say, you know what, I'm probably doing too much. I need to chill, or I need to change, or why does it have to be after the person has reacted to what you put out there? Why can't we just say, you know what, I probably need to chill?
But see, I'm not gonna let you do this. You trying to make it like the only time you get to play a fool is when it comes to somebody having sex with somebody else and cheating. You in your relationship, there are things that are being done that you do that people say, No, ain't no way I do that. He foolish for that. I'm just saying relationships are full of foolish things that we do for one another in our marriages, in our relationships. And so to bring it down to just having sex, because sex is the thing that comes after you're not already established that you're a fool for.
Mm-hmm. Monique says, in a marriage, looking like a fool doesn't matter to outside folks, only to your spouse. What you guys have is what matters. He said it's what he talked about internally. Somebody on the outside looking in saying you a fool is one thing.
And that's why we don't need to, that's why you need to have a certain type of counsel around your relationships. You need to have people that bring wisdom to your relationship. You don't need your homeboy who's single and your homegirl that's single, talking to them about what's going on in your relationship. We need to start getting more counsel about people that's in what we want or that have what we want rather than our friends, rather than Nook and Baby over there.
He said Nook. And somebody that's going to be honest about their relationship. Exactly. Abigail says, I have put up with a lot he does that I'm not used to, but I'm a fool if I'm going to put up with someone who is constantly stepping out.
Only you can draw that line, Abigail, and you're right. I would say this. I'm gonna echo you on. You are a fool for that, but I can't. But it's not for me to say you're a fool for that. It's what you think it's worth fighting for. Now, if you're at fault to your knuckles down to the bones and you got blood and your hair all over and your weave hanging on one side, then you can say, I can't do this no more. I can't take it. Okay, that's you, because only you can decide what's enough.
Johnson said a good man understands his value and purpose and conducts himself as such at all costs. A fool will ignore both of those due to the comfort being foolish brings. Discipline is toxic to some. You're right about that.
Whoa.
Discipline is toxic to some. My thing is, when you get a good guy, so you get a good guy, he gets into a marriage with a young lady. He understands who he is. He's confident in who he is. He's got good things going on with him. He got his head on straight, but he's getting pure hell from her.
But he loves her, D.
Right, he loves her. Does she take advantage of the fact that he's a good man and he's gonna be here and continue in the foolishness?
Well,
at what point does she say, you know what?
You're right. Great question. But she takes advantage of it because she knows he loves her more than she loves him. And remember, I told you about that. He's already in a compromising place because he knows that she don't love him. She don't feel exactly the same way about him. He knows that already. So you got to be willing to be in that relationship. He has to be willing to put up with a little more without losing himself. But he's already got in his head, I have to do more because I want her to love me like I love her. And once you can admit that, then it don't seem so foolish until you say, I'm not gonna get no act right. Once you see you ain't getting no act right, then that's when that's a completely different thing.
When he doesn't come home anymore, that's him trying to maintain. That's him trying to maintain. If he feel like he got to go and stop by the store or run an extra errand and delay that time before walking through that door, he's trying to hold it together.
But it's in trouble. Let me pull along. You know, when we used to ride those city bus, when it came to our stop, we pull the card and get off, ding, 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 and he stopped. I'm pulling the card because if someone is taking more time, whether it be man or woman, before they get home, then there's something there. And let me say this to the other person on the other end, you recognize it. You're either ignoring it or you think it's going to work itself out. Most of the time it don't. Most of the time that don't work itself. And watch, they'll get later and later. And then one time they're going to come home and their drawers going to be tore all off of them and they ain't going to be able to find where they left their panties or something. They was on a minute ago. I had them when I went to work. I had them. I don't know what happened to them. Pay attention. Pay attention to the signs. Pay attention. Pay attention, and we got to talk to each other. We got to communicate. We got to let each other know what's going on with each other, especially in our heads. I feel like you don't appreciate me. I feel like you take advantage of me. Because once you put it out, now the responsibility is on them to prove that that's not the case.
Because contrary to popular opinion, most men ain't sitting up there just looking for opportunities to step out. Everybody got time for all that.
Listen, don't nobody want two of y'all anyway. I got one of y'all riding this my friend was telling me. He got one of his one. He said his wife be talking about cheating. Like, boy, I got all these people. I don't want to be dealing with nobody else. Okay.
Lady said, but you don't want your woman talking, Joe.
Not too much, though. Not too much. That's why we got to have a mute button. When y'all talking too much, we hit the button. And she be talking about, we like,
you may speak. Whatever you like.
Listen, and Selena has the point, but I think there has to be balance with everything, guys. Everything can't be you, and there has to be balance in a relationship. So when I talk about the woman not talking too much, there has to be balance. Let me just say that.
Monique said most men don't want two women.
Let me explain something to y'all. And I was talking to my friend the other day, which he wants to remain nameless. Most of the time, all he wants to do, excuse me, I don't know what. Ooh, y'all know what. Most of the time, all we want to do is window shop. We look, we see something. Oh, okay, I see you, and we go on about our business. That's the extent of our day. That's the extent of it. It don't go no more. It don't go past that because we don't want to be dealing with both of y'all. Listen, I just got to a place where I can deal with you and we can get along. Why in the world would I want to invite somebody else in the end? Y'all give us too much credit. Y'all give us way too much credit.
Right. I think it makes him feel exciting. You know? It's an excitement thing. It's a thrill.
Hey, you know, maybe it's more excitement to think your man can actually get two women.
Oh, and then you don't want him. If nobody else want him, you don't want him.
See, there you go.
We can't win, man. We can't win. We can't win.
If, like who that told me? Was it Mika or Monique? John, anybody checking for you?
Quinn say, no, Lord, that's hard too. That's too hard. Don't need to. Hey,
just saying. We
trying to get along with the one we got and cut out all the foolishness. Anybody got time? Ain't nobody got the money for all that.
Now, if we can put you on layaway, that's a different thing.
A payment plan.
Okay. Do women have to be handled? Do they have to be handled?
So I came across this picture right here. And the woman said, ladies, if you're looking for a man that can handle you, you probably don't bring peace. If you're looking for a man that can handle you, quote unquote, handle you, you probably don't bring peace. So what do you get from that?
Well, if you need a man to tell you to sit down somewhere, then you probably about it then. You at home, you ain't acting nothing but a fool. If you need a man, if you have to have somebody to handle you, because most women say, girl, if he can't handle me, girl, I'm just gonna run over him. Well, because you raising all kind of hell at home. You raising hell, and somebody now I gotta be a man and say, would you sit down somewhere, please? But why should we have to do that, D? Why should we have to do that? You already saying you do too much by saying that. If you gotta be handled, you do too much.
You do way too much. And you made it up in your mind that you're not going to stop doing too much.
Unless you handled. And then when you get handled, then if I come over here talking about how I handle my girl, y'all going to send me all kind of hate mail and everything else. Yeah, I don't let her get, she gets handled when she come to my house. Now I'm the bad guy for it. But when y'all say it's a good thing, it ain't never a good thing for nobody to have to be handled.
Yeah. Wild animals need handlers.
They
We
need,
supposed to be adults. Abigail says, real talk. Kim is talking real talk. Act your age, please. Right.
everybody though. But I think women like drama though, man.
Yep. See, Chauncey agrees. Chauncey said, poisonous snakes and wild animals are the only things that are classified to be handled. Never understood that. But I've heard several women say, I need to find it. He got to be able to handle me. And that's a whole different thing to compatibility. Yeah, that's a whole different thing. It's one thing if you at a certain economic level and you saying, I need somebody who at least understands what it is to live at this level or something like that. But when you talk about attitude and you set to give attitude and like John say, giving lip.
You know, we don't put up with though. You know, we don't put up with that D. We don't put up with that lip. We don't put up with that lip.
We really do, but we don't. But but nobody wants to have to go through all of that just to be with somebody.
We don't want nobody with a slick mouth like y'all don't want nobody with a slick mouth. You don't want nobody always got some fly to say. And most of the time, and let me let y'all in on the secret, y'all. Most of the time, those people are single. Those people are single most of the time because nobody have time for that. Listen, if we're trying to build and have something, I need to make that as easy for her as possible. And you need to do the same for me.
Right. You need to be focused on other things than the petty stuff. Like you said, you're trying to build. What are you trying to build?
Yeah.
Let's use that energy for that. Abigail says, not all women like drama. That's not true, John. Them girls.
You gotta call my name.
them girls that like that drama. I ain't about have an aneurysm dealing with some foolery.
Oh, you're right. It's and we're not getting any younger. Even if you're 25, in 2 weeks you'll be 30. Ain't nobody get no younger because it goes just that fast.
It goes fast. It definitely goes fast. Hey man,
we just got here. All right, my final thought for this evening is this. Let's consider for once, let's consider our partners, a person that we want to be involved with. Let's consider them. Let's try to make life as meaningful for them and as joyful as we can as possible. Let's be more selfless. Let's start to think about, hey, what would I want and how would I want it done? Because if you doing that and they doing that, y'all gonna be very happy with each other. And that's the thing. I think we're beginning to be too selfish in our relationships because we want what we want. And guys, that's not what relationships about. Relationships is how can I make you smile today? All right, that's my final thought.
When people are in a bad relationship, it's one thing to be arguing and fussing and fighting, and people think that that's a relationship's in bad shape. That's not when the relationship is in bad shape. It's when both people are indifferent to each other. When you start operating as if that person isn't there, when you start making decisions and not counting that person, when you start going out to eat by yourself and not even checking to see if they're hungry, when you start you go to the movies by yourself and not trying to see if they want to see a movie with you or how they feel about the movie or anything, when you start operating and moving like you are by yourself and you're still in a relationship, that's when it's bad. You don't want it to get, as long as the person is engaging with you and arguing, there's still something there. But once they cut that off, you don't want to get to that point because they have told themselves to just completely disengage from you, and trying to come back from that is hard. So if you're in a position where things are kind of heated, take the time, don't let it slip off into indifference. Do the work to get it back to a healthy place. Because once that person is gone mentally, they're gone. And you don't want that to happen. And that's our King Speak for this week.
Hey man, D, you told him something just then. Was y'all listening? He told y'all something.
So I just say the irony, don't handle me like that, to I need a man that can handle me. Exactly. That is some serious irony.
Right.
As soon as he starts swelling them eyes up, then like, no.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at that for.
Gonna get some act right around here.
See, if I said that, they be coming for me. They be coming for me if I said that.
We do not condone or endorse anybody putting their hands on anybody.
We want everybody to keep their hands to themselves.
Everybody.
Until it's time to put your hands on somebody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you all like, share, subscribe, podcast. Go check us out, Apple, Google, Spotify, all those different places. And you can go and listen to any past episodes. BS3 TV on Roku. You can go back and watch past episodes. We have them on demand. We got some great episodes out there that you can go back and check out, listen to. But by all means, make sure you go and check us out. Real quick, let them know where they can find you, man.
They can find me on they can find me here every Monday. Y'all make sure y'all come check us out. I'm on Facebook. I'm on what's the one? Wait a minute. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on YouTube. I got my own channel on YouTube, John Yogi, and it's the same John Yogi, and the same on Instagram as well.
Cool. You can find me, Overcomers Empowerment Ministries, every Sunday at 10 o'clock. Also on BS3 TV. So you can catch us live at 10 o'clock Sunday mornings on BS3. Or you can go back and watch the on demand. We have past messages there. But definitely go take a listen. I think find something that'll bless you. So go check us out. But that's a wrap. Don't forget our producers, Teaching Through the Eyes of Trauma. Go check out that podcast as well. Great podcast, especially for educators, parents, and everybody. Good content, great stuff. So go check that out as well. Ladies and gentlemen, like a burrito, call it a wrap. Oh, hold up. The Friday night special. So it's going to be a showdown. I almost forgot there's going to be a showdown. We got a comedy showdown coming up on the 12th of February, coming up in a couple of weeks. It's a comedy versus. We got our very own comedian, John Yogi. It's on the 11th. Correction. It's on the 11th. February 11th. We got our very own comedian, John Yogi, in a comedy versus with the king of Queen 3 and King, Mr. Ivan Dawkins. So you don't want to miss that. Make sure you check that out. It's gonna be live. It's gonna be live. Thank you all. Thanks, Monique. Thanks for all the people that can't do it without you. We appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for all y'all comments, man. It ain't no us without no y'all.
Exactly.
So y'all keep acting fools and we'll holler at y'all.
All right, we'll catch y'all next week. Peace out.